Coming to you from David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium, it's the Carolina Skyhawks in an East Division matchup to finish out Sunday night here in the SFL, and they're going to be taking on the leader of this East Division pack, the Florida Storm. Hello everybody, Ethan Muslin here, and it's been a long time since I've got to say this. With me tonight, the Hall of Famer, Eddie Gage. Eddie, good to see you, my friend.
SFL Nation, what up, though? Yo, I'm feeling real good. I got a dub this week, but it's not about Arizona. It's about these two teams, Carolina, Florida. This division matchup is going to be very interesting. Carolina with a golden opportunity to separate themselves from the 3-3 pack and get themselves a solid strength of victory upon them belts. Let's see how it shakes out today, Ethan.
Absolutely, this division is stacked. Carolina is at the bottom at 3-3. Florida at 6-0. They're at the top. So the East Division, very top-heavy, very tough to get through, and they're going to have a tall order against this Florida Storm. I'm looking forward to it. I know it's a Herculean task, but I think they can do it. Carolina to get the ball on the tee, and here we go. Ball going to be taken at about the 4-yard line. This will be run up the middle by Christian Baccialupi, and it'll be brought out to the 27-yard line. Skyhawks to get the ball, being led by their quarterback, Matt South, who has had a bit of a struggle as of late. Currently 60 of 142 for a 42.3% completion percentage. 1 touchdown, 11 interceptions is the big thing to keep eye on. It's one of the more bottom tier ratios in the SFL, and that's been the big story this season. A very defensive season, a lot of picks compared to passing touchdowns, but I think we're going to have some good things coming here tonight. 1st and 10, they're going to hand it off to Riley Quintero, who rushes out the right side for a gain of 1. And we got a $5 super chat from Shravan Prasad saying GLHF to Florida, and an obligatory, what up, Doe?
My man.
Love to see it from Shravan, and always love that. Carolina staff is amazing. They're great folks. And another handoff up the middle. That's to Harish Prasad. And he gets another 6 yards to set up 3rd and 3.
And this is what I think Carolina's going to have to do today to help out Matt South. They're going to have to be very patient with their offense and keep this ball on the ground.
Yeah, they are very good now on the ground. 7th in the league coming into tonight at just under 700 yards of rushing. Matt South going to look for the throw. Has the open man to Baccialupi to the 35 of Florida. Big pass there to the big man. 1st down, Carolina.
And I know it's early, but wow, you want to talk about a retro play catch of the game. That's it right there. He threw that ball over a host of Florida defenders and somehow comes up with their reception to move the chains.
I'm okay with calling it. That is a nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. About a minute 15, and we're already getting a nice hands catch. South going to go for another one, and has the open man. Chris Curtis puts it into the end zone. Touchdown, Skyhawks.
Sometimes they tell me off the time that Chris Curtis cannot see, but I don't know. You tell me he was able to bring that ball in out the sky and bring it in for a touchdown, and in 3-4 plays, Carolina strikes first.
You saw the bite from Andrew Francis on that route, and it left a wide open backfield for Chris Curtis to go 35 yards for the score. Very quick drive here for the Skyhawks. Goes 4 plays, 72 yards for the score. Kick on the way here from Malone Brown is up and through. And just like that, we are at a 7-0 ball game. Florida yet to get the football on offense, but they'll have an opportunity real soon.
Matt South had 1 touchdown coming into this game and 11 interceptions. He's already matched that total here in about a minute and 11 seconds.
Yeah, already up to a fantastic start from the Skyhawks offense, and this one will be taken deep in the end zone for the touchback. So that will bring out the Florida offense led by Ron Cochran, 1st in the league in completions, completion percentage, and QBR. One of the top quarterbacks in this league, one of the only quarterbacks with a positive touchdown to interception ratio. Let's see if he can match wits with Matt South after that last drive. They'll go for the throw. Left side will be completed to Ron Haynes, who gets about 9 on the play before being brought down by Mike Ryan.
Ron Haynes playing bully ball there. He has 2 Carolina defenders. Watch this on a replay. We aren't going to get a look at it, but he stiff-armed one man out the way before Matt Ryan was there to bring him down.
They'll mark it down for 9 yards to the 29. Split tight end set, offset I. They hand it off up the middle. Oh, excuse me. Chris Comisac, the fullback, barrels ahead for 7 and a first down.
You tell me Chris Comisac does not love being here in Florida. He's been here a few seasons now, and they use him like a tailback. And pretty much every pro power set they have, you'll see him lining up at tailback in the backfield, punishing would-be tacklers.
Absolutely. They have great dual threat there, not just from the fullback, but the halfback there. You see Bullet Boletsky in the backfield. Going to set up for the lone back. Cochran to throw, and completed. Oh, no, incomplete. Just popped out of the hands. Good defensive stop there by Davidson Joseph.
Davidson Joseph, I remember him several seasons ago, one of the league leaders in interceptions that season. I believe he finished with 10.
Now second down, twin set to the right, offset I. Watch that blitz. They might see it from Shervon. He will rush it. Here he comes. And the pass will be completed. Getting around the defender is Stephen Bush, getting into plus territory. Brought down to the 42-yard line.
Great play as they recognized the blitz, and he didn't have much time. Ripped it, and got out of his hands for a first down.
Yeah, see Bush getting around Davidson Joseph, who was there on that last play, and getting an incredible gain. They're going to mark it at the 45-yard line, 21 yards on the catch. And this might be a bit of a high-action matchup so far. Here comes the rush again. They check it down to the right side, and staying in bounds for the first down is Chris Comisac. It gets to the 25.
Chris Comisac showing his versatility. First we show him bruising and rumbling over would-be tacklers, and now we see him out in the flat, bringing in a catch and picking up significant yardage for a first down. And we talk about this all the time. Florida makes you defend every blade of grass. You cannot just drop back and wait for the mistakes. They're going to punish you all game long, dumping that ball off into the flat.
Absolutely. 20 yards on that play to Comisac. Set down to the 27. Another check down here. This is to Bullet Boletsky, who gets wrapped up for a gain of 5. Takedown there from Tristan Hatley.
Another perfect example. That time Carolina blocked the blitz, and Florida said, okay, not a problem. We just dump it out here in the flat and pick up 5.
It's been a couple of checkdowns so far, but they've been very effective. 2 tight ends set to the left. From the eye, they hand it off up the middle. Ooh, no gain on that play for Comisac. Good stop there from Mike Ryan. Now 3rd down and 5.
3rd down and 5, and Carolina has an excellent opportunity to force Florida to kick a field goal. Can they get that defense off the field?
5 yards to go. They got to get to the 17. 3 receivers, I formation. Watch the blitz there from Stinson. Here he comes. Throw out to the right side. Caught and into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. Caleb Giffis got around the defender and scores.
Carolina got the crowd hyped up, scored in 4 plays, and they were thinking, here comes the upset. But Ron Cochran says, not so fast. We are the multi-time champions, and they just marched right downfield, attacked them low, attacked them high, and scored right back.
Goes down for a 22-yard touchdown pass to Caleb Giffis after a 8-play, 80-yard drive. Ethan Sneed with the extra point up and through. And we are now knotted up at 7 apiece. 4 minutes gone in this first quarter. We're already tied at 7.
Already tied at 7. You would think, watching this game, you were watching the St. Louis Rams from back in the day, the way they're going back and forth with each other.
Yeah, we might have a great show here. You never know. Taken at the 5 by Bachakalupi. Run out to the left, evades 1 tackle, but gets brought down at the 33-yard line. Let's introduce that Carolina Skyhawk offense as they make their way back onto the field. Quarterback, Matt South. Running backs are Raleigh Quintero and Harish Prasad. Fullback is Satori Hanzo. Wide receivers, Chase Earl and the 4-time All-Star Chris Curtis with Christian Bachakalupi. Vince DeSantis is on tight end. On the line is Kate Palmer at tackle, Ricky Rigatoni at guard, alongside Chris Cross. Florida from their own 33, 3-receiver set. South will hand it off. It'll be Quintero. Bit of a run to the left side. He'll get about 1.
Slow development play there, asking your offensive line to hold those tacklers. Point of attack.
Yeah, you saw Jesus Smith coming around and just easily making that tackle, but still gets 1 on the play. Trip set up to the left, 1 to the right. Here comes South to throw. Has time. Gonna heave the deep ball, and it's incomplete. Intended for Chase Earl. Got into a bit of double coverage on that play.
Yeah, but he got 2 hands on it. That's a ball you got to bring in if you plan on upsetting the Florida Storm.
Yeah, he got up there and he had it, and then just had a little bit of a hit there to take it away. Now it'll be 3rd and 9. 2 set up to left to right. Dime package for Florida. South to throw. Watch out for the drop. He's got it. Oh, Babachikalupi got it, but it was taken away by Adam Jones. He just yoinked it right out of his hands.
Is that Adam Jones or is that Adam Pac-Man Jones? Because he read the quarterback eyes, jumped out in front of Babachikalupi, picked it off, and that was a bit of the rest that Matt South was under there, and he might have just rushed that throw a bit.
He did have pressure coming from behind him, but he went for Babachikalupi, but Adam Jones was just ahead of him to make that pick, and now it's Carolina football right at midfield. Handoff up the middle. This is Art Vandelay doing some run work, getting a gain of 5 on the play before being tackled by Mike Ryan.
We saw just in our last block of games, Fort Worth used their wide receiver in the backfield. Now here's Florida using Art in the backfield as well.
You see Comisac now in the fullback set. Split tight ends here for 2nd and 5. He'll hand it off. Comisac going through the gap. He'll be stopped just short. I think we will have an injury on the play.
Got a man down.
And it's Ron Haynes, the tight end.
No.
He is down for the Florida Storm. A little unfortunate there, but we will hopefully see him back on the field soon enough. They'll hopefully get him checked out. It'll mark it down as 3rd and inches.
With those big knee pads on, you wouldn't think it's a knee injury. He's got knee pads on as big as offensive linemen.
I'm just a big guy. I just need big knee pads by default. 3rd down and a piece of paper left to go. Heavy offset eye. They'll hand it off up the middle. Oh, and he got the first down just barely. Comisac got the first. Mike Ryan was just a little too late there.
Yeah, he barely got it.
So that'll move the chains for Florida. 1st and 10. Now at Carolina's 38. Split receivers with the offset eye. Oh, watch the sneak, and they're going to try to run it out. Oh, wow, what a great run by Danny Stinson getting through the gap and knocks down Belitsky for a loss of 2.
For a loss of 2, and with Ron Haynes down, Florida have to rely on Nate LeMay to pick him up. Next man up mentality. Let's see how this young man fares today.
Absolutely, that's what they got to work on. Cochran to throw. Time in the pocket, gets it away on the check down, will be completed. We're going to call it a 1-yard gain. Caleb Giffords made the catch, but not much doing on that run.
3rd down and long, and Carolina and their stout defense they've been playing all season. Got to step up and make a play here. Force a punt.
They are really good at knocking passes away and taking them away. Cochran going to throw, going for the deep ball. Oh, one-handed catch from Vandelay. Gets it to just outside the red zone. Great 3rd down conversion.
Florida loves that play. They roll a quarterback out. If you're blitzing up the middle, he's going to get left behind. He has all day to survey the defense, finds his number 1 receiver, Art Vandelay, and picks up a 1st down.
Picks up the 1st, now at the 22-yard line. Just outside the red zone with about 3 minutes to go here in the 1st. You see LeMay right there on the left side. Cochran to throw. Down the middle. One-handed grab by Vandelay. It'll be 1st down and goal for Florida.
How he was able to hold on to this ball. He was hit before he even had the opportunity to secure this ball in his body. Watch this. How?
He just pulled it in there. Mike Ryan was on the play, but he got it, and just, I guess Ryan just kind of hauled it in for him, I guess.
He's got glue on that tape on his hands.
Probably. Here we go. First and goal from the 5. They'll check it down, and Tomasak won't go anywhere. There'll actually be a loss of 2 on that play. Davis and Joseph on the tackle.
Second down and goal. Florida looking to make Carolina pay for that mistake, with that turnover.
They go for split tight ends. And you see Tarantino in the tight end position. And another loss on that play as Boletsky tried to move it. And nothing doing there from Stinson.
We've seen Stinson make a couple plays on this drive. They were very impressive.
Yeah, he's already got a couple tackles for losses on the night. Now third down and goal from the 6. Cochran from the shotgun, split receivers, 2 and 2. Stepping back deep, going for the end zone, incomplete. Tried to go for Stephen Bush, and it was just a little outside.
Watch this break. We aren't going to see it, but Mojo McClain had a beat out on Ron Cochran. Got a great jump off the ball. The tackle didn't have an even opportunity to get out of his stance, and that's why that ball was rushed out of his hands. Incomplete. Field goal attempt upcoming.
Yeah, that'll bring out Ethan Sneed to kick this 23-yarder. Currently 15 for 17 on the season with a long of 49. This should be a good one for him. From the left hash. High snap on its way, and it's good. Make it 10-7 with 1:51 to go here in the first quarter. Good early start for Florida. Didn't make it to the end zone on this drive, but they still hold the lead.
Ethan Sneed, #1 in the SFL in both attempts and makes. That was his 16th make of the season.
Yeah, 16 of 18 is a very good stat to have. His percentage right now, 88.2. That's obviously gone up after the make. Bachkalupi going to take the kickoff from the 5. Trying to barrel his way up the middle, and he'll get to the 30-yard line. Good little running up the middle from Bachkalupi to set up some good field position for Carolina.
You know, he's only 6'2", 205, but with all those pads he got on, he looks so much bigger.
He does still kind of look like the tight end he used to be, because he used to be tight end, now wide receiver for Carolina. So, you know, if the pads are comfortable, still wear it. Why not? South just outside the 30. Going to set up with trips to the right, 1 to the left. Bit of a dime package here for Florida. South will throw, has time in the pocket, looking to get it away. Has the man open for Chris Curtis. Gets to the 48-yard line, 17 and a first down.
Kate Palmer, Ricky Tony, and Chris Cross need to be complimented because Matt South had all day to survey the field. I think that was his 3rd receiver in the route tree. Finds him and picks up a big first down.
You see Curtis already 2 receptions for 51 yards and that 35-yard touchdown he got earlier in the night. South will throw again. Time up the middle. Great open receiver. Brings it in for the first down. Number 87, Justin Juravicius, the backup receiver, making that grab.
Reaching deep into the depth chart. Anywhere he can find an open receiver because he was the only one open. Looking at that replay. Wasn't afraid to throw it to him. He made the play. Good job, young man.
Made the play, made the grab. And now at the 33 of Florida. I think this is what South really needs to do. Needs to get aggressive with these passes. They're going to hand it off to Quintero. But he is brought down by Andrew Francis for a 1-yard gain. Let's take a look at that Florida Storm defense. On the line, Deontay Stoneville, Alessandro Tomeo, Pete Mitchell, and Dallas Knowles. Linebackers are Ryan Tobin, Jesus Smith, and Juan Mississippi. Corners, Ryan Davidson, Evan Carroll, and Adam Jones. Safeties, Daniel Wright, Andrew Francis, and J.J. Bailey. Chase Earl going in motion to the left. Probably be the penultimate play before the end of the quarter. Here comes the 5-man rush. South with time to throw. Up the middle. One-handed grab by Vince DeSantis. and it's a first down inside the red zone.
It's been a one-handed catch affair this entire first half as far as both teams are making some miraculous catches.
Yeah, he's just getting it, almost getting out of reach for him, but he pulls it in, makes the grab. It'll be first down at the 15-yard line on the other side of this break. That's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. Carolina looking to take the lead. They trail Florida 10-7 after one. You're watching the SFL here on YouTube. Aerial coverage of today's game brought to you by DAGS DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. You can learn more at DAGS.droneworks.com. Start of the second quarter here in Carolina. Ethan Muslin, Eddie Gage here on the call tonight. Carolina moving down the field, looking for another throw here. They'll check it down. Completed to Tori Hanzo, who steps out of bounds for a gain of 7.
Carolina also using their tailbacks.
Yeah, Hanzo getting his first catch of the day. And we talk about the other receivers for Florida in the backfield. Boletsky's got one, Komisak's got one. But so far, it's been a very good receiving show from the Skyhawks. Bit of a shift here in the I formation. He's got 8 in the box. They're going to hand it off. Quintero shakes the receiver and goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina!
Shook off not one, but 2 would-be tacklers. You want to talk about all heart, like they like to say about Colin Hart over in Minnesota? That was a perfect illustration of all heart. Lowers his pad level, gets lower than the next man, gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Carolina retakes the lead on that touchdown run. The drive goes 6 plays, 72 yards. And more, look at this. Matt South went 3 for 3 on that drive. As Brown will kick the extra point up and through. Now 14-10 Carolina. Only 30 seconds gone here in the second quarter, but we've had 4 out of 5 drives ending with a score.
We thought this would be a more defensive-minded contest.
And especially with the storyline being that, you know, a very more defensive-oriented league this season, but we're seeing ourselves a good old-fashioned shootout in the early going. Good return there by Tarantino to bring the ball out to the 29-yard line. He's out doing return duties right now. So now we'll see Ron Cochran and the Florida offense on the field once again. Let's take a look at that roster once again real quick. Quarterback, Ron Cochran. Running backs, Bullet Boletsky and Chris Komisak. Wide receivers, Stephen Bush, Caleb Giffis, Art Vandelay, and Bobby Tarantino. Tight ends are Ron Haynes and Nate LeMay. Hopefully we'll get an update on Ron later. As Cochran will go for the throw up the middle. Weiss one-handed grab by Nate LeMay, the aforementioned tight end, to get it to the 45. On the line will be Randy Fatt, the third at tackle. Guards Joseph Wade and Greg McDonaldson.
Do we have a tight end controversy over here in Florida? He brought that ball in with 2 hands, secured it, ran a great route, and somewhere on the sidelines, Ron Haynes is starting to question his position on the depth chart.
Might have to be, but we'll hopefully get an update on Ron Haynes later on in the program. Handoff here to the right side for Boletsky. Gets about 3. It'll be second down and 7.
Now this right here is a more traditional drive for Florida. This is what they like to do. Intermediate routes, short routes, an occasional deep route. Just keeps you guessing all night long.
Yeah, in terms of ranking, their passing and running is about on par. Compared to the league totals. You know, Cochran came in here with just over 1,200 yards passing. He's 10th. Their rushing game is just under 470 yards, ranks 11th in the league. It'll be a handoff and a little bit of a run there to get it maybe a yard. Mike Ryan on the tackle. That was Avion Cason doing the running back duties there.
3rd down and 6. Ron Cochran. If this is a rollout, this could be dangerous for Carolina.
And they will roll it out to the right. Looking for the man up the middle. Oh, and a nice tip drill catch by Caleb Giffis. First down, Florida.
Big-time players make big-time plays, and Caleb Gifford does what he does best, extend drives for this Florida team. He's been doing it for a couple of seasons now, and I remember him starting out his career. He was more of a backup and used every now and then, but these past couple of seasons, he's been used a lot more often.
Yeah, he's coming into this game. He's got 9 receptions for 157 yards. That's 18th in the league in average. So he might see a little more action in the coming weeks. Boletsky on the rush will be wrapped up by Danny Stinson for a gain of 3. Let's take a look at that Carolina Skyhawks defense. On the line, LJ Hobbs, Christopher Collin, May Carter, and Phil Hall. Linebackers are Danny Stinson, Mojo McClain, and Shravon Prasad. Corners are Tristan Hatley, TD Jack, and Davidson Joseph. Safety, Skippy Curtis, Mike Ryan, and Ibari Amaneglan. 2nd and 7 from the 34 of Carolina. Cochran to throw, checks it down, complete to, oh man, Komisak staying in bounds, getting inside the red zone.
You see what I mean? That pass was thrown about a yard downfield toward the sidelines, and they pick it up and run about another 12 more yards, picks up a first down. They just make Ron's job so easy.
Absolutely. You see the last 10 attempts here for Cochran. 9 of 10 with a touchdown, 108 yards of passing in the last 10 attempts. Makes up about 67% of his passing yards so far tonight. Nate LeMay going in motion to the left, set up in the tight end position. 3 receivers set. They'll hand it off up the middle for Boletsky. He'll get about 5. He tried to cut to the outside, but could not avoid Stinson on the tackle.
That was a great job by Florida's offensive line. He was at the second level before he was even touched.
Now a heavy set, 2 tight ends to the left. Might go for a run on the strong side. They will. And Komisak going on the run. Bulldozes one man, and Mike Ryan on the backup knocks him down, but it's 1st and goal, Florida.
The vision of Chris Komisak. Carolina came out in a bare defense, blitzed up the A-gap, both sides of the A-gap for that matter. He recognizes it, bounces it outside, and picks up a first down.
You see the running comparison there, 34-17, but it's been mostly an aerial attack so far tonight. Put the man in motion to the right side. Being a handoff, Boletsky gets wrapped up around the 5, maybe 4-yard line. Tackle there from Shravon Prasad, 2nd and goal.
He also, Shravon does have some big shoulder pads.
And we saw the man in motion there, Wesley Walls. That's the backup tight end, so he's filling in for Ron Haynes as Nate LeMay takes the first duties. And a handoff for Komisak, trying to push into the end zone and denied. Shravon Prasad says, no thank you, sir. Now 3rd down and goal.
Danny Stinson blitzed up the A-gap, and he just did a quick shimmy move and picked up 4 yards. That was an impressive run. 3rd and goal.
Now 6 feet away, split tight ends, I formation. 9 in the box for Carolina.
And defense.
Here's the handoff. And Boletsky is denied by Mike Ryan. Great goal line stand by the Carolina defense. That'll bring out Ethan Snead for the field goal.
Maybe it's me, but did Mike Ryan wear a different number when he was in Louisiana, or has he always been number 44? I can't recall.
I think he might have. That might be something. I'm pretty sure he wore a different number. The kick for effectively an extra point from Ethan Snead, up and good. That'll make it 14-13 with Carolina in the lead. And 4:06 to go here in the 2nd quarter. The SFL convention is headed to Baltimore for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th to the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and revel in the league's first convention on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now with a special group rate at simfl.net. That should be a lot of fun, going to my old stomping grounds where I had my first season. And so far the only place where I've got some hardware, but we're going to try and make that change soon enough, I'm sure.
We're working on it.
South handing off to Quintero. Man, pushed down to the turf by one Mississippi. It'll be a loss of 1.
This Florida defense came into this game first in the SFL, giving up an average of 65 rushing yards a game.
Let's go up to 3 wide receivers. Nickel pack here for the Storm. South will throw, facing a 3-man rush. Going for the deep ball. Oh, and it's caught.
Wow.
There's room to run for Vince DeSantis. Down to the 30, down to the 20, and down to the 19-yard line. First down, Carolina in the red zone.
And I'm not sure if those pads are slowing them down or what, but the big man brings in the pass, use that strength to shrug off the defender, and rumbles and stumbles his way down there, looking like Will Todd last week. But he fights and scrambles and sets up Carolina inside the SFL red zone.
You kind of see when he made the spin move around Daniel Wright, he kind of patted him on the back, said, "Yoo-hoo, I'm over here." 1st and 10 from the 19 of Florida. Carolina hoping to make a 2-score lead here. Run up the middle from Harish Prasad. Gets maybe about 2 as Deontay Stoneville's on the stop.
And I know that sometimes those 2-yard runs seem depressing. Every now and then you get a 3-yard run, but you got to keep at it because sooner or later those defensive linemen are going to get tired, and those 2-yard runs turn to 4-yard runs.
That catch by DeSantis, by the way, 62 yards on the pass. South was going to run it himself, trying to push him, gets the first down. Matt South puts it in H and gets inside the 10. 1st and goal, Carolina.
And I know Harish is glad to see his quarterback get up after that hit, but he's also yelling at the same time, "Slide, young man, slide, please."
Absolutely. Just putting the shoulder in, trying to get those extra yards. Now 1st and goal from the 7. South to throw. Short pass complete to DeSantis, who gets to the 4.
This is a very important drive for Carolina. You want to eat up this clock. If I'm them, I don't even break the huddle. I'm just going to let it go to the 2-minute warning. But I'm not the coach. They come out here anyway.
Yeah, because Florida will get the ball to start the second half. But I think they want that 2-score lead. Here's the pitch to Quintero. Spinning around it. He will get in. Touchdown, Skyhawks.
Florida came into this game, Ethan. You aren't going to believe this, but #1 in the SFL in points per game. And Carolina has, in this first half, extra point pending, already scored 21 points. I know the Florida faithful have to be in complete shock right now.
Absolutely. That takes us to the 2-minute warning. Extra point on the other side. Carolina about to take an 8-point lead. You're watching the SFL here on YouTube.
Florida all season has only surrendered 48 points through 6 games. They've given up 21 here in this first half.
Yeah, they average 8 points a game allowed, and they're now nearing 3 times that much as it's 21-13 with minute 59 to go here in the first half. So an 8-point lead for Carolina as we got a $7 super chat from Siobhan Prasad. Let's go! The return up the middle will get Florida to their own 24-yard line. So Cochran's probably want to try to double dip here for the second half, score at least a field goal, make it a 5-point game. A touchdown makes it a 1-point game, and then you have an opportunity to tack on some more points in the second half. Cochran with 3 receivers. Bush will go in motion to the right. From the eye. Carolina set up in a nickel. Cochran will go on the draw. And it'll be Boletsky getting to about the 26, 27. They'll call it a 3-yard gain.
I remember in a championship game versus Canton last season, Florida was down 2 scores after Canton scored late in that second half. They marched downfield, scored a touchdown of their own, and without that drive, they are not world champions.
Cochran goes for the throw here, steps back, looking for... Oh! It's intercepted! Picked off by Mike Ryan! Gets to the 29-yard line of Florida! That's a major takeaway, and I would call that your breakaway play of the game. Brought to you by Brakes GPT, sports memorabilia breakers and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. Check them out at brakesgpt.com, because that is a heartbreaking play from Carolina.
Matt Ryan came into this game with 3 interceptions. That's 4th in the SFL. That 4th one here may have been his biggest of this young season for Carolina. Can they capitalize?
Yeah, because now Carolina has a chance to double dip before the half even ends. 1st and 10 from Florida's 29. 3 receivers set, nickel defense for the Storm.
If I'm Carolina, I'm running the ball here and eating up some time off this clock.
They're putting Curtis in motion to the right side, 2 on the play clock. They will hand it off, and it's Quintero shaking one man, gets around another, and gets the 1st down. He moves down to the 15-yard line, 1st time out.
I was just talking to someone a week or so ago about Raleigh Quintero. We've seen a lot of wide receivers transition over the tailback this season, and I think, in my opinion, Raleigh Quintero has made the most of that opportunity.
Doesn't have much on the stat sheet, but he has definitely been making the most impact for his team. 1st and 10 from the 15, south to throw, going for the end zone, and it's caught! Chris Curtis with the 2nd touchdown of the ball game!
Ethan, I am without words. I am not accustomed to seeing Florida's defense, scored on like this. I'm just at a loss for words, Ethan. You got to take this over.
I'm unbelievable right now, because that is Curtis's 2nd touchdown of the game. And, we were talking about how, Florida's pass defense, might be a bit vulnerable, but I think they just decided to lean into it and go for it, and it's really worked out well for them. You see the last 10 attempts for Matt South, 8 of 10, 1 pick and 2 touchdowns, as the extra point by Brown is up and through. Now 28-13 after a 10-second drive, and now suddenly Florida's looking down the barrel of a 2-score deficit.
I'm not the only one surprised, Ethan, because we got our own SFL commissioner back in the production truck saying, wow, capital W-O-W. We've already hit the over as well.
Yeah, they see the information from Jack's data. 35.5-point over-under. We're already at 41. And look at it, Carolina, 7.5-point dogs in their own house, but they've got a 15-point lead. With possibly a few left to go here in the 1st half. They've got Florida's got their work cut out for them tonight.
I remember when the Who You Got came out, and most people were predicting Florida to win, and he sent me a DM. He says, Eddie, the disrespect. We're gonna show them who we are tonight.
Yeah, it's almost 9-1 in favor of Florida on the SFL Who You Got, and you can see that on our Discord. You can go to the simfl.net and join the community there to take care of that and see who said who on who was going to win tonight's game, as Vandelay takes the outside pass for a gain of 7, clock still running.
You see what I mean? Carolina comes out in a bare defense, blitzes, and Ron Cochran just dumps it off into the flat and picks up 7 yards.
It's 7 on that play. Maybe see if they may try to move downfield, maybe get some points. They're going to go for a handoff here as Komisak trying to barrel through, gets 3rd down and 1. They'll call timeout.
That was a hip check like they call it in hockey. He got hit on the side of his hip and flipped over.
Yeah, nice little big run there from the fullback, and he is in that halfback position. 3rd down and 1 to go. 2 tight ends set up to the right. Cochran will throw, checks it down, has the open Komisak, gets the 1st down, and steps out of bounds with 35 seconds to go. It looks like he's just outside the 40.
Typical Ron Cochran. There is plenty of time left on this clock. Florida still has 2 timeouts at their disposal. Plenty of time to set up a score.
Plenty of time to move downfield. They got 2 timeouts, 35 seconds to do it. Stephen Bush going to go in motion to the right. Set up for split receivers with this I formation. Here comes the 6-man rush. They go for the quick pass. Incomplete. Nate LeMay was nowhere near that area.
First time tonight we've seen the blitz play off for Carolina. That time they brought 6 on the blitz as they brought A safety and a linebacker on the blitz and forced Ron to throw that ball before he wanted to.
Incompletion now puts 33 seconds on the clock. Split tight ends, twins to the left for 2nd and 10. They will split it up. Bush going to go in motion to the right. See almost no movement from the corners. Cochran will throw. Time to step back. Checks it down instead. Vandelay trying to get around. Does so and steps out of bounds with 26 seconds left. So that just ate up a bunch of clock and ended up going nowhere.
It did, but he was very smart by getting out of bounds to stop the clock.
So now 3rd down and 10. Loss. Yeah, that could have been way worse. So good awareness to get out of bounds and stop the clock. They'll go to split receivers, 2 and 2.
Cover 12 defense.
Cochran will throw. Quick pass. Completes it out to Stephen Bush to the 48-yard line of Carolina. They'll call their 2nd timeout.
Cover 12, you're taking away everything deep, but the short is there to be had. And Ron Cochran recognized it, dumped it out there, picks up a 1st.
Gets it to the other side of the field. Now they got to see if they can get in range for at least a field goal. 2 tight ends set to the right. Cochran steps back. Will check it down. Has a nice screen for Boletsky, who gets out of bounds with 18 seconds left. Gain of 6.
And Florida still has one of their timeouts remaining. They just keep running the ball downfield, dumping it off, hitting an intermediate route, and has only burned 1 timeout.
Only 1 timeout, and they've got 1 left.
Yeah.
They'll put LeMay in motion to the left side. They're going to set up 2 tight ends in that position. You see Stephen Bush all by himself there on the right. Cochran, quick step. Will throw out to Bush, and it's completed down for 3rd and 1.
Oh, we aren't going to call that timeout. They're going to save it for the kicker.
Yeah, it's going to be a long kick if they try for it. Now they're going to go for the run.
They run it.
And they're going to get it to Kamasak, who gets down and calls the timeout just in time as he gets down. 3 seconds left to go for 1st down, but they might be going for the Hail Mary here.
Our Vanderlei must have been standing right by the side judge, because as soon as his knee hit the ground, they were calling timeout. And they're going to go for a Hail Mary here. I don't like this. You got Ethan Sneed back there. What are you doing?
It would be a 50-yard attempt if they went for it. They might be better off with the throw. Cochran going for the deep ball, nearly intercepted, and it'll fall incomplete. So no points on the final drive of the half, and it'll leave the Florida Storm, who are undefeated, with a 15-point deficit as the Carolina Skyhawks lead it at home 28-13 at the 1st half break. Take a look at some quick halftime stats, and Carolina has been leading in total yards and passing yards, but in rushing yards they're pretty even. But that interception from Mike Ryan is what really has been keeping Carolina on top.
It did. It gave him a short field, and Matt South made the most of his opportunities. And speaking of Matt South, we came in here talking about his QBR. He was ranked 26 in the SFL. Keep in mind, there's only 25 teams. That's bad. But today he is 9 of 11, 82% passing, 2 TDs with the 1 blemish on his record. He has a 121 QBR. And right now, if there was a game ball given out, it would be to Matt South. But we got another whole half to play. Florida's been in this position before. Not too many times, but if anyone is up for the challenge, other than the Denver Nightwings, who we saw almost come back, it's Ron Cochran.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick halftime break here, presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our website, brakesgpt.com. Second half about to get underway here. Ethan Muslin, Eddie Gage here on the call for the Sunday night show. as Florida gets the ball to start the second half. We had a little bit of a talk during the break, and apparently the wind was in Florida's face.
Yeah.
That was probably why they didn't go for that field goal. It would have been a 50-yarder, more than makeable for Ethan Sneed, but they didn't go for it there as Boletsky rushes to the outside and gets a gain of 8.
This just in. Total plays in the first half. Florida 43, Carolina 21. That's called making the most of your opportunities.
If there's one thing you ought to be, it's efficient. And Carolina scoring almost about a third of a point, about a point and a half, about a point and a quarter for every play they've run. As another run there will set up third down.
I think everyone on this Carolina team has on big shoulder pads today. They must have, because they all look big.
Might be considering you're facing an undefeated opponent. You got to, better to be safe than sorry, to say the least.
Absolutely.
Third down and 1. Two tight ends to the right. Wow, what a hit there from Shervon Prasad in the backfield. Gets a loss of 2.
And that was undoubtedly a blitz he put on, but he saw the handoff coming and cut off his momentum and headed toward the inside and brought down the tailback. Very impressive. Fourth down, Florida.
So they'll bring out Marcus Agrippa for the first punt of the ball game. Be taken at the 39 of Carolina. Little return here up the right side. And a great return from Harish Prasad to set Carolina just outside midfield.
Florida goes 3 and out in our first possession in the second half. Not a good look when you're down 15, but like we said, a lot of football left. But right now, Carolina is trying to take advantage of the starting field position. They're almost at midfield, Ethan.
Yeah, they're already almost at the midfield stripe on about a 10-yard return from Shervon Prasad, who pretty much had to work for all 10 of those yards. Set up Matt South just a couple yards outside of midfield. 3 receivers set, tight end set up to the right for 1st and 10. And they'll hand it off. Quintero tried to go up the right side. It'll be a loss of 1 on the play. Let's go to a game break with Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Ethan. Lexington's Kenny Slider started 0 for 4. He has completed his last 8 passes, including this one to Phoenix Jones. And Lexington's on top of Vancouver trying to pull an upset of their own. 7-6 in the second. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. Bit of a close game there as well. It's a 2nd down and 11 here for Carolina. DeSantis in motion to the right side. South will go for the throw. Right side area. Intercepted by Evan Carroll. And there's another takeaway from the Florida defense, and they get right back into it.
Came into this game 4th in the SFL in total takeaways and interceptions with 12, tied with Carolina, and that was a big one there.
Yeah, that was a big one there for Evan Carroll. Interception number 4 for him on the season. Here's the thing. Evan Carroll, Ryan Davidson, Daniel Wright all had 3 interceptions coming into tonight. They were all 4th in the SFL for interceptions. And now one for him gets him a little bit of higher in the rankings there, if you will, as the run outside for Art Vandelay goes for 5.
He was 1 broken tackle away from it being a foot race to the end zone.
They've got to get something here. They're down 2 scores. 15-point deficit for Florida. Nothing you really see here every day here in the SFL. And a little bit of confusion on the route there, but Comisac will barrel ahead for 4 as Davidson Joseph and Mike Ryan were on the stop.
I remember that I was a big fan of the fullback in Louisiana, whose name eludes me right now. Help me out, Ethan.
Ooh, we're talking about the recent one?
Chris Collier, I think his name is.
Cam Collier.
There you go, Cam Collier. But nowadays, Chris Comisac has taken over that mantra for me.
And there's a handoff to Boletsky, who just gets the first down. A couple of yards to boot as the tackle there from Ibari Ameneglin.
Cameron Collier, there you go. Thanks, SFL. But that was a vicious tackle. That could have been considered a face mask.
Yeah, that could have been a little bit of a naughty bit there for the penalty, but they'll let it go. Vandelay on the pitch outside. Gets a nice gain of 6 with Shervon Prasad on the tackle.
And that's what happens when you line up a wide receiver back in the backfield. They just have too much speed, and they get around the edge so easy against these linebackers.
Yeah, he's proven to be pretty productive. Already about a little over 5 yards a carry so far. They'll hand it out to Kamasak.
Great block.
Gets a great block and gets the first down. Another 5 or 6 yards there for Florida as they're slowly making their way down the field.
Wow. Number 31, I don't see his name on the sheet here, but what a great block that was.
See, that is Damian Shelton, the backup fullback, taking care of the block there as Cochran will throw it down the middle. Gets the open man to Art Vandelay. And they're bringing it down inside the 30.
These receivers for both teams today are doing a great job of securing the football. Look at this. I mean, you would think they got stickum or Gorilla Glue or something on their hands, the way they're able to reel in these passes despite the big hit.
Yeah, nice big hit to move it down the field. The completion to Vandelay gets them another 16 yards. 1st and 10 from the 27. Check it down here for Boletsky. Got a couple of blocks, but they ended up getting caught in traffic. It'll be no gain as Mojo McClain on the tackle.
That's the first time tonight we've seen Carolina successfully defend that screen pass.
Yeah, they do like to check it down quite a bit on this Florida team. As Boletsky 6th in the league in receptions.
4-4 defense. They come in with a blitz.
Florida Storm. Here comes the blitz on the outside. Has the open man. Stephen Bush will be just short of the first down. Davidson Joseph on the tackle.
You got to be very careful and very judicious about when and how to blitz Ron Cochran.
Yeah, they've got to be careful because they're going to leave that middle of the field wide open for a receiver. And they only need about a foot or so to get the first down here in the red zone. Handing it off up the middle for Kamasak. Gets the first, shakes one tackle, but gets wrapped up immediately right after by Skippy Curtis. It'll be first down.
Right now, Florida's looking like they're going to take advantage of that turnover they got from Matt South. But they still got 11 yards to go.
Yeah, but it's effectively 1st and goal to go here. You can get the first, but you want the touchdown here. Handoff for Boletsky. Has blocked. Oh, man. Kamasak just could not hold on to Stinson enough. Ends up going down for a gain of 3.
That looked like a touchdown, but like you said, Stinson did a great job of closing that hole.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 7. Or just about the 8-yard line, I should say. Split side ends for the handoff. And it will be Kamasak with another 2 yards. As Shervon Prasad gets the tackle. Now 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, and if you're a Carolina fan, you have got to find a way to hold Florida to a field goal attempt here.
But you see this 3rd down conversion rate here. They're 75% on it. Oh, Cochran with an off throw. Got the first down to Vandelay. They're going to mark it just outside the goal line.
It was really close, but I think he got it.
Incredible reception for Vandelay, who's got 60 receiving yards on the night. Yeah, they're going to say 1st and goal to go with about a foot and a half to remaining. Handoff. Kamasak dives over the pile into the end zone for the Storm touchdown.
1-score game, and just like that, Carolina, who had a 2-score lead just a few minutes ago and was driving downfield in enemy territory, but the mistake by Matt South opened up the opportunity to Florida get back into this game. And don't look now, Carolina fans, but it's gotten really quiet in the stadium.
That drive goes 13 plays, 64 yards for the 1-yard touchdown by Chris Kamasak. Extra point from Ethan Snead up and good, makes it 28-20 with 2:59 to go here in the 3rd. That's now 10 points off of interceptions by Florida. But remember, Carolina got 7 of their own from the interception.
Yes.
Still, a net positive of +3 on those points off takeaways on Florida's side. Kickoff taken at about the 5-yard line. Bachagalupi going to return it and gets up to about the 26-yard line. How many likes have we got on this video so far, chat? Hey, don't
Not
answer it. This is
enough.
not enough. Yeah, not enough. It don't matter. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you got notifications on so you don't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. Carolina football here on their own 26-yard line, holding on to an 8-point lead. We got about a little under 13 minutes of football left to go. South will go for the throw on first down. Has time to throw it. Tipped in the air and incomplete. He's going for the deep ball there, but Daniel Wright knocks it away.
And right now, Carolina fans are hoping that Matt South and the production he's had in that first half continues over to the second half, because right now he's looking a bit jittery.
Little concerning to say the least, but I think he can definitely pull it off. 2nd and 10, they'll go for the shift. DeSantis going to go in motion to the left. 3 receivers set versus the nickel. South will throw. Plenty of time in the pocket. Going for that deep ball, and Chris Curtis couldn't get around to it in time. Incomplete.
Did that ball hit him in his hands? It looked like he turned around and looked for it.
I think it
just couldn't
might have
locate it
gone
in
him in the arm. See the passing stats so far tonight. 209 for South, for Cochran 215. But Florida's been doing very well in the rushing game, nearly 2-to-1 advantage on that. South to throw on third. Has time, gets it away, and another tipped pass, incomplete. Chase Earl, the intended target, but Adam Jones gets his hands up and bats it down.
So after the success that Carolina had moving the ball downfield in that first half, they come out in this drive after a turnover and attempt 3 long passes. All of them fall incomplete, just getting totally away from what they'd done in that first half.
I think that over-aggression that we kind of talked about as Brown will kick this away is probably going to come back to bite them a little bit, because, yeah, you get those big yardage, and sometimes it works out as Tarantino will bring it out to the 37-yard line. But at the same time, you know, big risk, big reward. Sometimes the risks don't pay out.
Well, it paid out in that first drive when they hit the receivers downfield despite the great coverage, and so perhaps they got him a bit more aggressive than he would normally be. But either way it goes, they got to bite down and find a way to hold on to this lead.
They got to hold on to it. It's an 8-point game right now. A Florida touchdown and 2-point conversion ties it. So after the 38-yard punt, first down from the Florida 37.
Here comes the blitz.
And Cochran will try to hand it off. Oh, good tackle for loss on the play. Brought down there by Danny Stinson. Boletsky couldn't get anywhere.
He couldn't, but he saw the blitz coming from the outside. He cut it back inside, but that's where the help from Carolina was coming from, which resulted in that tackle for loss.
Yeah, it looked like all the defenders were starting to push onto that left side of the field, so they made great awareness on there. And Cochran to throw. Got to go. It's a penalty flag here.
What's the flag for?
I might have a roughing?
Nah. Face mask. Wow.
Oh,
they're gonna say
wow.
when Ron Cochran got hit, you know, they twisted his, grabbed him by the face mask and brought him in. That's a bad penalty for Carolina.
Well, it looks like it was an incidental one, because they're just only going for a 5-yard penalty. So it was just a little slap on the mask, not a pull.
Here comes the same defensive
down
play.
And 6.
Coming with 6.
They're stacking the box here. 6 on the line. Cochran to throw. Checks it down to Comisac, and will be wrapped up for the first down by Stinson, but just got enough to move the chains. About a 7-yard gain.
You got to be very cautious about what blitz you bring, because you can best believe in every pro package in the Florida playbook, there's a pass out to the flat. They're going to make you pay for blitzing every time.
Yeah, that was a 7-yard gain there. Boletsky right now is 28 yards on the ground, 11 through the air. Comisac is 47 on the ground, 41 through the air. Oh, and a great breakup. Incomplete. And that was still in the air a little bit as they were trying to fumble around and pick up that football, but it falls down to the turf.
That was Skippy Curtis on the pass breakup.
Yeah, Stephen Bush, I think, was the intended target on that one. We'll have 2 tight ends set up to the left. 2 receivers. They're going to go a man in motion. And that is 89, Tarantino doing tight end duties as Bolesky gets blindsided on the rush. It's a loss of 4.
My goodness, Sharif Prasad, young man, that guy has a family.
Trevon now with 6 tackles, 2 for loss. Cochran to throw, pump fakes, oh look out, gets up, he's a statue, and Vandalay tried to get it, and it's incomplete, broken up by eBay, and it's 4th down, Florida.
Had that pass been completed, these fans might have just got up and walked out of here and canceled Christmas because they did everything on that play but bring Ron down. But thankfully for them, their secondary was alert and made a play and forced this punt.
Agrippa to make the punt. Is taking a
that's a penalty
flag.
What are you doing?
I think that might be catch interference.
It is. Fair catch interference is going to be a 15-yard penalty. Wow, that's a bad time for that to happen.
So it'll be taken up to the 39-yard line. Bit of a nice, egregious foul there from the interference. I don't even know if I saw him wave fair catch, but he might have done so at the last minute. And that brings the ball up to the 39-yard line. Carolina going to have an opportunity to put this back to a 2-score game. South to throw, 5 on the rush. Oh, look out, he's brought down. It's a loss of 5. Sack there from Jesus Smith.
Art Vanderlei told me pregame he was going to be bringing the blitz, and he brought it there, and Matt South was not prepared for it. None of the receivers got open, nowhere to go with the ball. He was forced to eat it.
So they'll call it a loss of 5. It'll probably be the final play here in the 3rd quarter. 3 receivers, bunch to the left, 1 to the right. South will throw against a 4-man rush. Going for the deep ball right side, caught by Bachagalupi to the 41 of Florida. So a 5-yard loss turns into a tremendous gain on the play. They nearly flipped the field.
I was just about to get on Matt South and his offense for being so aggressive against this Florida secondary, and they come to prove me wrong. My apologies.
That's a 20-yard catch to Bachagalupi. Now up to 56 yards on the day. 25 yards to Bachagalupi, as they're going to mark it at the 40-yard line. Probably be the final play of the quarter here. Chase Earl in motion to the left. No, they're going to let it go. So that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. Carolina on top of Florida, 28-20. They'll have the football on the other side of the break. Put your 4s up in the chat, everybody. This is the SFL here on YouTube.
Nation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
4th quarter underway here in Carolina. Ethan Muslin, Eddie Gage here on the call. Ron Haynes and Axel Raven doing the stats truck. South will go for the throw. Oh, and he's going to get brought down. Another sack on that play. This one brought down by J.J. Bailey.
Florida brought not 1, but 2 slot corners on a blitz play man-to-man and said, our defensive backs are better than your receivers. We got total confidence in them. They can hold their ground until the help gets home, and it did. 2nd and 15, Carolina.
Another long situation for Carolina, but oh wow, they're going empty set. 5 wide receivers, dime package for Florida. South to throw on the quick step, needs to get away. Oh, and he's going to get brought down again. That's another 3-yard sack. That was Pete Mitchell stepping up and making the play.
I know that Carolina has had some success with the deep ball. They had a lot of success with the deep ball. But at some point, you got to count your blessings and just settle for what the defense gives you. That's 2-3 plays now we've seen them come out, and they've been very aggressive this entire second half.
Excuse me, that was one Mississippi being credited with the sack. He was the one who made the tackle. Now trip set to the left, 1 to the right, 3rd and a country mile here for Carolina. South to throw. Has the time. Gets the man. Bachagalupi with the 1st down into the red zone to the 18-yard line. What an incredible 3rd down conversion as Carolina keeps it.
This is the 2nd time tonight I have to apologize to the Carolina coaching staff because they continue to be very aggressive against this Florida secondary and making them pay.
Matt South right now got 265 yards on the day. He's been doing very well for himself. Already a third of his total so far this season coming in tonight. Little check down here to Quintero as he gets tackled by the leg for a gain of 8.
Tackled by the calves. That was a broken tackle away from a one-on-one matchup with a free safety. Advantage tailback.
Absolutely there. Now 2nd and 2 just inside the 10. South to hand it off on the draw and gets another 3 or 4 yards there from Harish Prasad. Now 1st and goal. Carolina with an opportunity to make this a 15-point game once again.
Ethan, I want you to put on your headset. You're up 8 with 8 minutes left to play and the clock running. Do you just run the ball 3 times and say whatever happens, happens and settle for a 2-score lead, or do you get aggressive here?
You can be aggressive here. I would probably go for an outside run here. Let's see what they go for. They will go for the run outside. Quintero! Go! He's just short! Just short of the goal line. I thought he got that touchdown, but he stopped. Oh, there has to be just like maybe one little bit of the pigskin outside the goal line.
His helmet crossed, but I don't think the ball did.
It never did. So 2nd and goal, effectively on the goal line. Prasad, no problem. Touchdown, Carolina.
You know, all game long, I've been waiting for Florida's defense to wake up and do what they do, but we have not seen it in this game at all to this point. I'm not sure if this play style is something that Carolina has not shown as of late or what, but I don't think anyone has expected this secondary to get exposed like this.
9-play drive, 61 yards for the 1-yard touchdown. As the extra point from Malone Brown up and through. Now 35-20 with 7:20 to go here in the 4th quarter. Look at that stat, 35 points allowed, almost all their total from the first 6 games this season. This Carolina team is, I hate to use the word, but they are exposing Florida here tonight. Tarantino with a great kickoff return. We'll bring it out to the 33-yard line. Florida now in the corner, needing to punch out here. They're down 2 scores and about a 3/4 of a 4th quarter left to go.
You know who's taking notes of this right now? Canton, who they play next week.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tough one on that. That's the only game that will be happening next week. Will be Florida at Canton. Everyone else is going to have themselves a nice little week off, a little week to relax. But no, Florida's going to have Canton in Ohio. It'll be a tough one for sure. Spoletsky rushes down for a 5-yard gain. Tackle there from Danny Stinson.
Ron Cochran is going to have to open up this offense and do some things that he hasn't been asked to do much of, and that's a vertical passing game.
Yeah, they got to get more aggressive on the passing game. They've been doing pretty well for it. 221 so far for Cochran tonight. 1 touchdown and 1 pick. Then they're going to hand it off instead. And they get maybe about a yard there as Avion Cason gets the run. It'll be about 3rd and 4.
Big 3rd down for both these teams.
Yeah, 3rd down conversions have been very well for Florida. 10 of 14 compared to 2 of 4 for Carolina. But they had probably the most crucial 3rd down conversion of the game so far. Cochran on a bit of a jump, gets it out and completes it. Caleb Giffis with the clutch catch. 1st down, Florida.
Caleb Giffis, the young man on this squad, the youngest receiver on the team. Never mind the catch, the throw. Ron Cochran had both feet in the air, no leg strength under him, and somehow has the arm strength to complete that pass 15, 20 yards downfield.
The 6-time All-Star to the 3-season vet as Cochran will throw another one and is completed out to Stephen Bush in the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 again for Florida.
And as Florida is marching down this field, Ron Cochran, I just saw him look toward the sidelines and said, hey guys, I can do more of this if you need me to. Let me go. and allow me to do what I do and get us back in this ball game and cut this into a one-score deficit.
Stephen Bush, by the way, now over 915 career receptions, puts him 13th all-time, surpassing Ken Gossett on the all-time list. Handoff for Beletsky goes practically nowhere. Siobhan Prasad on the tackle. They'll call it a gain of 1.
Prasad has had a great second half of this ball game. We've seen him make a number of splash plays.
Absolutely. Now 2nd and 9. Still got 2 tight ends to the right. Ron Haynes still out tonight as Tarantino is in on tight end duties for in lieu of Haynes. LeMay going in motion to the left. Cochran to throw. Throws it out. Oh no, incomplete. Stephen Bush, the intended receiver, but could not get the ball into his hands.
I couldn't see who broke that up, but that was very impressive. Hit him right in the belly. That's gotta hurt. Trust me, I've been there of those kind of hits playing football, and he's gonna feel that one for a couple of days.
That was eBay. That was Ibari Ameneglin on the tackle. Now 3rd down and 9, effectively goal to go. They gotta get a touchdown here. 3 set to the right. Cochran in trouble, checks it down, gets it completed, and Beletsky will get about 4 on the play. 4th down and 6 to go. It's not going to get the touchdown, but Ron Cochran can at least put himself.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, they're going to go for it here.
Absolutely. I don't blame him.
4th
He
down
has
and
to.
6. Going for the rush. They snap it. End zone intercepted. Picked off by TD Jack.
And he's hurt.
Oh, no, and he's hurt on the play. Oh, he gets the takeaway in the end zone, but he pays the price.
A lot of things to unpack on that play. They have to go for it. It's inside 5 minutes. Yes, we have all 3 timeouts, but you're down 2 scores and you need a 2-point conversion. I think it was a smart decision there to go for it on 4th down, but Carolina stood tall, bit down their mouthpiece, and made the play.
Great job from TD Jack. Yes, he got hurt, but he takes away the football, but brought it out to the Carolina 6. Now they just got to hold on to it. Bacigalupi in motion to the left. South will hand it off. Quintero will get another couple of yards. No, the clock is running. They're going to say no gain.
No gain? They're like about a 3-yard run.
Well, I think he got knelt down just beforehand, so they're going to call it maybe a half a yard.
Wow.
So little run there goes nowhere. 2nd down and 10 with 4 minutes to go. Hanzo in motion to the offset. Southwood split tight ends. Yeah, they're going to let this run. Handing it off to Quintero, right side. Tried to break through, but Juan Mississippi on the stop makes 3rd down and 5.
Ethan, I was just looking at that on a replay, and you would think we were in Florida. That looked like a 2 or 3 yard run to me.
It did look like it. I don't know if there was just some bad positioning, or if it was just maybe he was stepped down earlier. I don't know, but they marked it down for nothing, and now it'll be 3rd down and 5 from the 11. Clock winding down now with just a little over 3 minutes to go.
Even the
Chris
guys
Curtis
in the truck
out
are
in
saying
motion.
that was a 2-yard gain.
Play clock down to 2. They'll pitch it out to Prasad, who will push his way for the 1st down. Harish Prasad, now 22nd all-time, surpassing Corey Jones, over 9,240 career receiving yards. That was a run play, but he got the 7 receiving yards earlier in the night. Wanted to give his props on that. So 1st and 10 to go as they're just outside the 20.
You know, Harish gets 0 credit should Carolina hold on and win this game. I'm going to give it to Raleigh Quintero, Matt South, and this defense, because Harish, who is that guy? He should be moved further down the depth chart than he already is. Let's be serious.
It'll be 1st and 10, now 2.5 to go in the ball game. Florida trying to get this football back. They'll hand it off to Hanzo, and he'll push out for a gain of 6. Good gain there to keep the ball in reasonable range for the 1st down. They'll probably let this run down to the warning.
Yeah, they should. I wouldn't even break the huddle if I'm Matt South.
We got a couple more seconds left until we hit it. And I think that might be exactly what they'll do. We reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in Carolina. And the Skyhawks up by 2 scores. As we get a little bit of a rib here for Eddie Gage. Carolina looking to upset Florida here tonight. They're leading at 35-20. Here's a handoff, and Quintero will be stopped short. It'll be 3rd and 2. And Florida will take their first time out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stats there, buddy. So now 3rd down and 1 to go, so I've got a broken color man.
I'm sorry.
3 tight ends set up. It'll be a handoff. Quintero gets the first down to the 30-yard line. Florida takes their second time out. And all Carolina has to do is just kneel it out, and they will have the 1 in 6th and 1.
Oh, my stomach hurts.
One more timeout here set up for Florida. They will try to hold on. Maybe possibly pop the football out. Handoff Quintero, right side. And Juan Mississippi will bring him down for a 5-yard gain. There's the final timeout. All Carolina has to do is kneel it out a couple more times. Got about 1:45 to go. So they will have to punt the football away. But it will be with about 20 seconds to go. They're going to just keep on to this 3 tight end set. There's the draw play. Quintero goes nowhere. 3rd down and 5. But they will just have to hold on to the football a little bit longer before they have to kick it away. With the win.
In the who you got, Florida was ahead 97-16.
Yeah.
And Harish Prasad, co-owner of Carolina, called my phone and says, Eddie, the disrespect, but just wait. We got something to show them.
They really have. They've done a fantastic job taking down Florida here tonight. Skyhawks go to 4-3. And here's the thing. They're 4-3. Still probably going to be bottom of the division because this division is just so good.
But the strength of victory that they're going to get with this win, they could build upon that into this season. If they can find a way to make the playoffs, this win is going to boost them so high.
Absolutely. They'll
The
go to
confidence it
4-3.
gives them. They lost to Florida by 47 points just a season ago.
Yeah, they did. It was a blowout there last season. The only time they have defeated them was in season 21, just almost a year ago.
Yeah.
When they beat them 28-21, and that was a nail-biter of a game. They'll let this clock run down. Brown will punt this away. But this will be the second victory for Carolina against this Florida team. As Florida will set up at their own 31-yard line. With the loss, Florida 6-1, the one blemish on the season. And they'll have no respite against it. They go to Canton next week.
Wow.
The solo game on September 9th. That'll be in Canton, Ohio. And then they will have the bye until they go to a certain Arizona team to take on the Scorpions.
We travel to Florida.
Will roll out.
Yeah.
Throws it, tipped away, incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. I do want to give some due to Ron Cochran. He is now over 55,000 career passing yards.
Wow.
That 276 puts him at 55,000 and, if I'm doing my math right, 55,007 career passing yards on his career.
Get that man a graphic. Congratulations.
Congrats to you, my friend. Vandalay going to go in motion to the left. Split backs, 3 receivers. Cochran will throw, checks it down, and Bolesky cannot get out of bounds. They'll try to get to the ball for one more play, but I don't think that's going to do it. And, they spike it with no time on the clock. Unfortunate there. Just a case of bad timing. It's Carolina brings down an undefeated. They defeat the Florida Storm 35-20 in a massive upset that everyone in the SFL community thought was going to be guaranteed Florida. But now we got the Skyhawks with the win, and I think we got to give that game ball to Matt South.
Oh, absolutely. This man came in. I mean, there were jokes being made about him on podcasts across the SFL. BJ called him the worst quarterback in the SFL. Well, guess what, BJ? The worst quarterback in the SFL just beat the unbeaten Florida Storm, put his team in great position. Their strength of victory is going to help them tremendously, and they can use this as motivation to move on and have a successful season and potentially use this win to make the playoffs. Matt South, 12 of 18, 67% passes. He completed 2 touchdowns, but he also had the 2 interceptions, but he bounced back, got his head on straight, and marched his team to victory.
Absolutely. Fantastic job by Carolina. Wins the 35-20. That'll do it for us here in Carolina. From our partner Eddie Gage, our statisticians Axel Raven and Ron Haynes, and commissioner, producer extraordinaire Cameron Irvine. I'm Ethan Munson. Don't forget to join Cam and Mike St. Green tomorrow for another edition of This Week in the SFL at 7:15 Eastern before the battle for Louisiana. The Bossier City Steamers face the Louisiana Revolution down in the Bayou on this week's Monday Night Spectacular. Kickoff at 8:15 p.m. Eastern with the full Monday Night Spectacular crew right here on SFL YouTube. That does it for us on Carolina. Come back tomorrow for the Monday Night Spectacular. See you then.
Arizona, I love y'all, man. Yo, Atlanta had me worried a bit because that Atlanta passing game gave me fits all week, but we got enough. We got the job done, forced 3 picks. But Brian Dynasty, look out. This man had a spectacular season. They are not done. But we up out of here, y'all. Peace.
See you later.